I think our team right now is in a good place. The SC one was a good win for us. We've won 3 in a row. We've won 4 of our last 5. The minds are good. We're physically healthy right now, so I think we're in a really good place. Had a good practice yesterday. Hopefully we can do the same today. Now, with that being said, it's a hard swing. The last 4 times at Colorado, I think we're 2-2. And then the last 4 times at Utah, we're 1-3. So this has not been a real kind road trip for us over the year. So it's a hard, 2 good teams, 2 teams that have already beaten us here in Pauley. So it's some tough games, but again, I think we're in a really good place right now. Guys feel good, they look good, we're pretty confident. Again, we've won 4 of our last 5, so I think there's a lot of confidence building, but at the same time, these are 2 really hard games traditionally to win. So we're expecting 2 really hard games.
You mentioned you're healthy now. Does that mean Prince is back?
With the exception of Prince.
Okay.
With the exception of Prince. We are, I think, incredibly healthy. Prince is still day-to-day, but very doubtful to play this week. But we're still hopeful, and I'd love to get him back. Prince was a important part of our team, and he's an important guy, but right now just not able to play. And I don't think he'll play this week.
So that means that he might be done for the season, because
we'll see. We'll see. Right now, based on what the medical staff tells me, it's just kind of a day-to-day thing, and still hopeful that maybe he could possibly play this week. We'll just see. Right now, I know he can't practice today. I do know that.
Is he still going to be practicing or traveling this week?
Yes. Yes, he will make the trip.
based on the rotation you've gotten and the way the guys have played, when he comes back, if he is able to, might you still ease him back in as opposed to, presuming his starting role?
Well, we'll continue to start the guys we've been starting. We've been on a nice run right now, and we're rolling pretty good right now. So we're going to keep starting the same guys we've got. But it'd be nice to have him back in uniform and healthy because, again, he's a guy that's he played in a lot of games and he's made a lot of shots. And, I just look back to the Oregon game. We obviously don't win that game if he's not there. So I think he could help us if he does come back, if he's healthy. Right now, he's just not healthy enough to play.
What's this been like for you to go from where this team was to winning 3 games in a row? Now you can finish as high as 3rd in the Pac-12.
Well, just again, I'm kind of a day-to-day guy. We're just taking it kind of one day at a time, and I do think we've made some progress. I think we're a better team right now than we were 5 or 6 weeks ago. I think the guys feel good. I think they like how we're playing, what we're trying to do, and it's obvious. But when you win, it's gonna build confidence. So right now, our guys, if you're just around our guys here today, they feel good, they look good, they're confident. I think they're smart enough though to know that we better play really good on Thursday to have a chance to win. It's a hard place to play, and Colorado's already beaten us 1 time, so we better have a great practice today and a great practice tomorrow if we expect to have any chance Thursday night.
Seems like one of the areas where you made the biggest improvement is in turnovers. I think you're only averaging 10 over your last 4 games, and it's not been a talking point post-game. So what's gone into that, do you think?
That's a good question. We were harping a lot on it about 3-4 weeks ago, and we kind of stopped harping on it, and it's just gotten better. It's gotten better. Guys have made less kind of silly mistakes, and a lot of those turnovers were, I think, unforced turnovers and just kind of silly, careless turnovers, and we're just playing better right now. We're playing more confidently right now, and so because of that, I think the turnovers have dropped, and but that's been a big thing for us because 2-3 weeks ago we'd have 18, 19 in a game, and now it's around 10, 11, 12. Still too many, but we're doing a much better job of that over the last couple of weeks.
Is there some element that when this team slows down a little, maybe there's less turnover, they take care of the ball a little bit better?
Not really. I think we're better faster. So I think if you look at our tape and analyze our team, we're the fastest team in the Pac-12. We play faster than anybody from a possession standpoint. We're averaging more points than anybody in the league also, but I do think we're better when we're faster. Sometimes if you slow it down, you'd think you might think that would help you turn it over less, but in actuality, because you've got to dribble it more, pass it more, and you're taking more time per possession, you ultimately maybe turn it over more. And that's kind of been the case with us.
Have you noticed any trends in maybe off or live ball turnovers versus dead ball turnovers, recently?
Not really. Not really. I mean, obviously, if we're going to turn it over, I'd rather kick the ball up in the stands, obviously, because live ball turnovers just kill you. And you turn it over and give them two quickly at the other end. It can be the difference in winning and losing games. I think, though, we probably had a few less live ball turnovers, maybe, over the last couple of weeks.
And how important of a defensive stat are kills, and like, have you seen any? Do you harp on kills like in practice or like post game at halftime?
I really don't. I mean, it's, a kill for us is 3 possessions in a row where we get a stop, and it's something we chart and we keep track of, and it's just not something that I harp on a lot. But we've got to defend better. One thing we're not doing great right now, we're not defending as well as we need to, so we just need to defend a little bit better than we are right now.
Some of the guys were talking about how the crowd gave them a lot of energy and confidence in the past 3 games. Now that you're going to be on the road, how can they keep that going in a different environment?
Well, the crowds have been great. Pauley crowds have been great, and over the Oregon State game, the Oregon game, then the USC game. So it just fuels your energy, and obviously when you're on the road, you don't have that same fuel because the crowd's not for you, the crowd's against you. So the team's got to, they've got to get their own energy and play together and stay connected and do their own thing, because obviously the crowd's cheering in a different direction.
You haven't made that road trip.
No.
What have you heard? Why is that road trip so hard?
Well, I've talked to Steve. I got Steve on the phone a couple days ago. Talked to him. I've talked to some other coaches that have played in altitude, and it's just a little different. It's a little. No, I'd say the first thing is this: Tad Boyle's a really good coach. Colorado's a really good team, and so it's just not an easy team to beat wherever you play them. We saw that when we played them in Pauley. I'd say the same thing about Utah. Really well coached, good team. So I think it's about the coaching, the players, the team, plus you're in an opposing place, and it's just not the altitude maybe does have some effect on your body and the way you play. So again, we think we can win both of these games. We really believe that, but we'll have to play well.
Do you train any differently
No.
for the altitude?
No, we won't train any differently. I want the guys to be really hydrated over the next 2 or 3 days, and we might sub a little differently. We may sub a little quicker instead of letting a guy play for maybe an extended length of time, especially at the beginning of the game. Maybe sub a little quicker at the start, but other than that, we'll practice hard and hopefully be ready to play.
You
Last
mentioned
question.
the defense. Corner threes were a problem even against SC and in some of the wins recently. How big of a concern is that, and what can you do to address it?
It's a major concern. We're giving up way too many threes. That's been a theme all year. I mean, if you go back to day one, we've struggled defending the arc. We've given up way too many threes, and the good news is we beat USC. The bad news is they made 19 threes. And if you look at the Colorado game, they made 13 threes in the first game, and Gatling, I think, made 7 of those 13. So we're playing a lot of zone, and our guards have to cover certain parts of the zone, and our wings have to cover certain parts of the zone. It's not as much on Moses, who's our 5-man, but the other 4 guys wrapped around the arc, they've all got coverages that they've got to make, and you've just got to cover ground quicker, and we've got to get to shooters quicker and run guys off the line better, but that'll be a major key in this game.